Okay, we have a problem now. Now we're hearing that certain reports may be off. And this is actually going to cause many people to become extremely frustrated, but it's not going to happen until tomorrow. According to these reports, we have 24 hours, and now people are scrambling, and so are cities. So I'm going to break down what's going on, what was just said by scientists, and why some are very worried. So make sure you stick around for this entire video, and I'll explain exactly what is going on. But all I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now, let's begin. Okay, so what just happened? Well, it has to do with the solar eclipse that is happening tomorrow on April 8th. Just look at this. It says new calculations have raised concerns popular eclipse maps might be off. And here's what scientists say. Now, I bring this to your attention because we have 1 day. We have 1 day left until this solar eclipse, which is going to happen around noon tomorrow. This is the map right here, okay? This is the map. This is actually from NASA itself. But you can see the path, okay? It comes all the way down here from Mexico, comes into the United States, and this is the path of totality, okay? Here's the reason why some are a little bit concerned. What's going on right now is that scientists and experts say if you want to see the entire, you want to see complete darkness, you need to be at the center. You need to be at the center of this path, okay? And so again, the reason why that's a huge concern is right now, this path, so this is the part of the United States, you'll see 50% here, 75 here, 95 here, 100% would be complete darkness here. Okay, so if I zoom in, you can see it. So like in Dallas, that is in the center. Here's the concern. In Little Rock, Arkansas, it is just outside of the path of 100% darkness. Okay, San Antonio, Austin, they're just outside. But this is the path that NASA says it is on. Here's the concern. They are saying that if this path is slightly off, and let's say it goes a little more north, goes a little bit further away from Austin and San Antonio, and it goes this way, the problem is people here that, and again, many people are traveling to San Antonio and Austin and Little Rock and even Dallas, wherever. They are going to these cities in order to experience complete darkness. People are not paying to go from 50% to 75%. That's not that much of a difference. They want to go from 0 or 50% to complete darkness. This is why some are saying that this report coming out just recently is very upsetting. Here's what a couple people had to say in one of my other videos. One person says, I can't believe that NASA waited until a day before to let people know that the path of the total solar eclipse may be off. Now, I might have just paid for 4 nights at a random hotel and a few days off of work, and my family won't see a thing. This is so stupid. Another person wrote this. Says, did you see what scientists say NASA's solar eclipse path could be like? It might be smaller than what was predicted. Millions of people are going to be extremely unhappy about this. Yeah, very unhappy. But let's go ahead and read this right here. Just look at this. It says, NASA has not changed its prediction, but the space agency advises that there is some uncertainty involved in mapping the eclipse's path. It says calculations that use a slightly larger radius for the size of the sun yield an eclipse path that is slightly narrower. Okay, keep in mind, if the sun is this big, right, this big, and you're standing 10 feet away, if you have the moon, you put it right in front. Again, it depends on the size of the sun, right? Size of the moon, the distance. All those calculations matter. You know, all those people that said you'll never use that math ever again after high school. Well, these people actually use it. But it goes on to say this difference would only affect cities on the very edge of the path of totality, where blanket predictions are difficult regardless. a few city blocks one way or the other could mean 20, 10, or 0 seconds of totality. That's the concern, like I just said. Okay? It's these cities right here. It's San Antonio, Austin, Little Rock. Those are the cities that, unfortunately, they're on the edge. They're on the edge of that path. But it's the cities that are within it, like Dallas, that you may be perfectly fine. Now, you may not experience, 4.5 minutes of complete darkness, but at least if you get a minute or 2 minutes, it's still decent, right? So that's why I wanted to bring this to your attention, because what we are hearing right now is that a lot of people are rather frustrated because they've spent all this money traveling across the country to go experience this once in a lifetime event. And now the problem is they may only get to experience 95% darkness, 90%, 85%, because they booked outside and they're staying in hotels outside of the area. Again, a lot of hotels within this path are actually charging you and making you pay for 4 to 5 days. That's a minimum. 4 to 5 days is what you have to stay if you can even find a hotel. I talked to a friend of mine who he runs a kind of Airbnb business, but he said one of his units, this is actually renting for 8 times what it normally goes for this time of the year. That is crazy. People are willing to pay 8 times what a unit is worth. But that's how many people are traveling at this time. So just wanted to fill you in on that. But just understand, this is happening in less than 24 hours. Many people are extremely upset because of this last minute calculation. But at the same time, it was very unpredictable just to begin with. The other issue, clouds. Many people are somewhat concerned of cloud cover. And so now you may go to an area, and I haven't looked at all the cities, the different weather in all these different cities, but I know in some they are very concerned because they've had shows lined up, they're having performances, there's almost a fair going on. And now there's a chance there's rain and cloud cover. That right there would ruin a total solar eclipse. So we'll see what happens tomorrow, because again, tomorrow is the day. But as I get more information on this, I promise I'll bring you all the latest news and updates. Tomorrow I will come on and I will talk a little bit about the solar eclipse, probably do it later in the evening after it's already happened. But again, we'll see what it looks like. We'll see how packed some of these cities are, how many millions of people decide to travel to the path of totality. But again, there's the path right there. If you have any questions whatsoever, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. But again, that is what we know as of today. So thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.